3 Pathways to Cosmic Consciousness. Extracts from Paramahansa Yogananda's lectures on February 9, 1939. You cannot achieve cosmic consciousness while there is even a slight tremor of thought and mental restlessness. The self-realization technique for concentration greatly improves the quality and power of one's concentration. Its practice will save the sincere seeker from years of fruitless wandering on the subconscious plane which you wish to avoid. It is filled with illusory and imaginative spiritual experiences. To have genuine spiritual experiences and realizations of truth, one must first achieve the superconscious state. The world has a tendency to teach with little practice. You can hear a lecture on sugar 100 times, but you won't understand its flavor until you try it. Neither can the glory of any true teaching be known except through experience. You must live the teachings of the prophets and great ones. Then their truths become your own, and you understand that truth is demonstrable and universal. When you practice truth, whether you call yourself a Christian, a Hindu, a Buddhist, or a follower of another religion, Christ will claim you. And so will Krishna, Buddha, and all other divine manifestations of truth. Follow the path of truth with steadfastness. Remember that only a few out of thousands seek God. And of those seekers, perhaps only one truly knows Him. He who is persistent will discover God. So, try to incorporate meditation into your daily routine. May you never forget God and never be content until you have Him. Be able to say, behind this finite frame, I feel the infinite. I never attend class unless I know He is with me. I never teach unless I've achieved complete communion. And I am confident that when I speak from that plane, students will not forget what they have learned. Concentration. A prerequisite for finding God. Concentration is essential for spiritual progress. Without concentration, you will never find God. Learn how to block out all sounds and other external distractions. God is present as soon as your consciousness aligns. He's not hiding from you. You're hiding from Him. When you see an inner light while in deep meditation, try to hold it and feel as if you are inside it, one with it. That's where God is. Try to recognize that you are the light of God. The more peaceful you are during concentration and the longer you concentrate, the deeper you will go with God. If you spent more time in meditation instead of reading books about spiritual truth, you would make far more progress both mentally and spiritually. Sleep less and devote more hours to meditation. The rest you'll get is 100 times more refreshing than sleep. You cannot reach God unless you can silence your mind. That is why saints have sought the solitude of caves and forests. You will find great peace and happiness if you plunge into the inner silence, repeatedly using the concentration and meditation methods I have taught you. The Gita says, free from ever-hoping desires and cravings for possessions, with the heart waves of feeling, controlled by the soul by yoga concentration, retiring alone to a quiet place, though the yogi should always try to unite with the soul. Deep meditation silence should be practiced more widely in churches and temples. Everyone should speak less. During my hermitage training in India, my guru, Swami Sri Yukteswar, would only lecture us on occasion. We mostly sat around him, not saying anything, and concentrated on ourselves. If we ever stirred, he would chastise us. A true teacher possesses more than book knowledge, and in spiritual life, it is essential to learn wisdom from such a teacher, one who knows and knows that he knows because he has experienced truth rather than simply reading about it. The invisible origin of visible worlds. Space is divided into 2 parts or aspects. On one side of space, there is creation. On the other side, there is only God. Creation is completely absent. That is the world of darkless darkness and lightless light. The Lord says in the Gita that His supreme abode is where no sun, moon, or fire shines. Human consciousness too has a dual nature. Your being has 2 sides, one visible and the other invisible. With open eyes, you see objective creation and yourself in it. With your eyes closed, you see nothing but a dark void. However, even when separated from form, your consciousness remains acutely aware and active. In deep meditation, you can penetrate the darkness behind closed eyes and see the light from which all creation emerges. Through deeper Samadhi, your experience transcends even the manifested light and enters the all-blissful consciousness, which is beyond all form but infinitely more real, tangible, and joyful than any sensory or extrasensory perception. God has given you the opportunity to witness in your own consciousness the operation of the same laws that govern the universe. The state of consciousness without form experienced with closed eyes can be likened to an endless region of darkless dark and lightless light, in which God exists without any of the forms, qualities, or dualities that characterize the material creation. God is the only one who lives in the unqualified consciousness of ever-existing, ever-conscious, ever-new bliss in this boundless stretch of eternity beyond creation. No world or other created thing exists in his consciousness in that part of infinity where he rules as the Absolute. However, on the other side of space, he is aware of everything, including himself. The universe's factory exists in the invisible. Einstein stated that space appears very suspicious because everything comes out of it and disappears into it. Where do electrons go? And whole worlds? When you become fascinated by a material creation, close your eyes, look within, and consider its origin. You don't see or feel anything, but all visible objects emerged from the invisible. The light shines in the darkness. If you keep looking into the darkness, you will discover that great light. Behind the darkness lies the Christ consciousness. Behind the darkness lies the teeming life of other worlds. There are several mansions in my Father's house. Space is immediately followed by intelligence, and you by God. Live no longer in denial of his presence. Meditation can help to turn the darkness into light. Do not stop until you find him. There is so much to know and see within. The solution to any problem will come directly from the infinite. The truths I perceive during my meditation form the foundation of psychological laws that science is discovering through other means. When I close my eyes, I can see the subtle life currents that flow through my body. Do not feel alone in the silence that comes with closing your eyes. God is with you. Why should you assume he isn't? The ether is filled with music captured by the radio. Otherwise unknown music. And so it is with God. He is with you every minute of your life. However, the only way to realize this is through meditation. And those of you who meditate should dig deeper. Do not fall asleep until you feel God's presence within you. Peer into the darkness and discover its wondrous secrets. For your encouragement, I'll share an experience I had today in the superconscious state. I was sitting in the library at Mount Washington. It was around 4 o'clock. Suddenly, my breath vanished. My limbs went rigid. I found myself observing the process of death. Despite the fact that my body had stopped breathing and moving, I remained conscious. This experience with death was fantastic. I saw my body and all of nature as cosmic motion pictures created by God's light. I cried joyfully, "There is no death, Lord. The entire world is nothing but a movie." A ruler on his throne may exclaim, "Ah, I am a king." But all it takes is one knock from death to take him away. He is a true king who perceives God in all forms in creation. Death will not frighten him because he sees it as a portal to the divine realm. First path to cosmic consciousness. The first of the 3 ways to expand human consciousness into cosmic consciousness is the social way, in which you abandon yourself and live for others. Be loyal to your friends and love everyone. God gave you a family so that you could broaden your awareness by caring and doing for others. In family life, we learn love and self-sacrifice for our loved ones, which leads to an expansion of consciousness. But this is not sufficient. Love that becomes personal is exclusive and confined. When love becomes impersonal, it grows. Develop impersonal love. You should be able to love everyone as much as you love your family. Also, treat others as you would yourself. The social path to cosmic consciousness is to treat everyone in this manner. God loves all His children equally. They are His entire divine family, and His love is impersonal. His children should show the same level of love to one another. This is a divine plan. To forget it means to suffer. The entire world's attitude should change. You embody everyone because your true nature is omnipresence. I enjoy giving to others. I am overjoyed to see their happiness. When we care about and love others, we discover that all of creation responds to us. Jesus, who gave up His body as a ransom for many, demonstrated the social way to achieve cosmic consciousness. Like Christ, you should serve all men as yourself. The man with cosmic consciousness is a happy man. He does not limit his love to a select few, leaving everyone else out. So you should consider the entire world your own family. Will you remember? This consciousness is always with me. I have no caste or country. I feel like everything is mine. Love all men as brothers. Love all women as sisters. And all older people are your parents. Love everyone as if they were your friends. The second pathway. The second path to cosmic consciousness is one of self-discipline. Do not become a victim of immoderation. Enjoy things, but don't become attached to them. Be free, be pleasant and self-controlling. Avoid becoming a slave to bad habits and only act based on your righteous beliefs. To achieve cosmic consciousness, one must have self-control and be able to transcend dualities such as heat and cold, pleasure and sorrow, health and sickness. Learn to endure everything without excitement or mental disturbance. He who is everywhere, unattached, neither joyfully excited by encountering good nor disturbed by evil, possesses established wisdom. The third and highest pathway, the final step, is to meditate, the metaphysical path. If you are aware of your breath while meditating, you are connected to your body. To enter cosmic consciousness, one must free himself from the bonds of the body using Guru-approved meditation techniques. When you place a sealed jar of water in a tank of water, what is inside the jar is separated from what is around it. However, removing the lid allows the water in the jar to mix with the water in the tank. Similarly, ordinary people shut out God because their consciousness is encased in ignorance. When that lid is removed through proper meditation techniques, one experiences God's peace both inside and outside the body. As the length and depth of your meditations increase, you will experience greater peace and joy. Whatever else you try, it will not produce the divine consciousness that meditation provides. The Lord is all around you. The Lord is everywhere, but you don't feel Him. And you can't feel Him inside or out until you lift the veil of ignorance and merge your consciousness with His. If you become engrossed in material desire in order to discover Him within yourself, you will die. If you sink into the ocean of God, you will live forever. Once you've found God, you'll feel real and lasting satisfaction. Human friendships may end, but God will never abandon you. Though everyone else abandons you, if you have Him, you have everything.